Hi everybody. It's a cold Friday afternoon here in Chicago. And instead of going to some of my other projects, because it is so cold I can't go and work in other places today, I woke up, oh, somebody's dog's barking. I woke up this morning and it was 2 degrees out. So it's a little chilly to paint elsewhere. I'm back in my studio making a mess with some of my own stuff. So we're having some repair work done up in our apartment, and in doing that, a lot of furniture had to be moved, and I decided to finally fix the nightstand that has been a half project for 6 years. Never get around to my own stuff, but because I happen to have this free time to do so, I'm going to do it. Years ago, I painted this little nightstand. Let me see if I can get it so you can see it. I painted this little nightstand with Benjamin Moore interior and exterior enamel, which dries to a really nice shine, but it's not great for the way I used it. So a couple years ago, I had a bottle of arnica oil, because, you know, we all get aches and pains, up here, and I had been rubbing it on my arm, and I knocked the arnica oil over, and it actually, I don't know whether it was the oil or the arnica or the combination of everything in it, kind of ate through some of the paint and turned it permanently gummy. So I decided to redo this finally. And what I'm going to actually do, I actually have a plan in progress. Now, I can't see anybody who is, I see a couple people watching, but I can't see if you're messaging me. For some reason, it's not showing up on my phone. So if you have questions, feel free to type them in and I will get back to you. I will answer anything that comes up. Anyway, so I spilled the arnica oil on here, gummed it up, and I then came down here and cleaned it, and I sprayed it with alcohol to get any gooey stuff off of it that might be still on there, and it still turned the paint kind of gummy. This is a water-based paint, but because it's exterior rated as well as interior, it has a little bit of flexibleness to it that allows for exterior expansion. And I used it because I had it, and it wasn't my best choice. That's all I can tell you, is it wasn't best choice, because it never cured super hard the way I wanted it to for interior use. It just stayed kind of almost plasticky feeling. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to spray this whole thing over with black set coat now that I've cleaned it. It's right up and ready to be used. I used a scrubber as I cleaned it with the alcohol just to break the slight gloss that's on the surface. And because it's for me, I'm not really worrying about a perfect spray coat, but I have my little handy dandy Wagner that I was demoing the other day. So I'm going to be using that again. And yes, for all of those who were worried about me, I have my mask today. So I'll be a little harder to understand once I put it on. Actually, I'm just going to spray it and let you all see what I'm doing. I'm also spraying the drawer. And I will probably spray the interior of this drawer because I never sealed it up the first time, and I want to do that again. I'm not going to worry. I know a lot of people, when they do fine finishes on drawers and stuff, get their exterior of their drawers all pretty. Again, this is for me. I'm not going to sweat if my drawers aren't perfect looking on the outside. I also have the door to do, because originally it had a center pull on it, and many years ago I got a, like Bomar. I don't know if everybody knows what Bomar is, but Bomar makes wood compo pieces that when you steam them get sticky. So I had put this compo piece in the center and drilled a hole up here. And I'm going to have no idea why I put that. Oh, that's because I'm an idiot and I'm looking at the door wrong. It goes on like this. I drilled the hole here. Now I remember this has been on a shelf for so long I couldn't even remember what I was doing with it. So the door goes like this. I drilled a hole for it to be reapplied, and I never finished the thing. So this week is the plan to finish this. I'm going to paint it black. On the top, I intend to apply some beautiful handmade paper just to fill over this top part up here. And then not sure how many of you are aware of this, but I do a lot of veriglamase. Veriglamase is the gilding and painting on the back of glass. It's basically reverse painting and gilding on glass. An example of this is something like this. There is nothing on this surface, all the work is on the back side. So I have a piece of glass. You can see, I don't know, it was recut for something. It doesn't quite fit the top of this, but again, it's for me, so it's what I have, and I'm just going to make it do. I'm going to clean this. I'm going to gild the back of it. I'm probably going to do a little erosive patina on here to make the silver that I'm using kind of eat away so that you can see the paper underneath, and it's going to be gorgeous because I forgot I had this. Oh, this is so pretty. So pretty. Ocean blue silver leaf from Japan. I'm so excited. I can't wait to use this. I can't believe I forgot I had this. I bought it because it was that gorgeous color. So there's going to be a few things going on. I'll probably use some of this ocean blue too on the Bomar piece on the front of the door. So first thing I'm going to do is spray, and you get to watch me spray because I know people still get anxious about spraying. Oh, I know what else. I meant to show you this. This piece of glass, because this is a great trick to know for yourself, has kind of a chip in it here. But I have this tool. It's a glass file. And you can actually use it. It's designed for glassware. So if you chip like a drinking glass and you don't want to throw it away, so you just it has, I don't know if you can see, flat side and a round side. So I can sand this and take the sharp edge off of it, and I can poke at that broken spot without hurting myself. And I will make sure that this spot faces the corner that nobody goes near, because my nightstand actually goes in a corner. So that's what I'm going to do. The first part of this is I'm going to spray this, and then I'm going to let it dry. It only really needs one coat because it's already black. It doesn't need any more than that. And then maybe this afternoon, once I've cleaned this up and I'm set up at my work table, I'll show you a little bit of how I do the verglas. I've been doing it for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now. I love doing it. Of course, with the camera on, my hand will be shaky and nothing will sit right on it, but no matter. Again, it's for me, so if it's not perfect, it's not a problem for me. All right, I'm going to put on my spray mask. I'm going to get up off the stool because I have to sit down low so I can be in the camera with all of this. And I'm going to take my glasses off because I really don't want to spray my glasses. So I can see well enough without my glasses to spray it. I filled my sprayer with Faux Effects Set Coat Black. For those of you familiar with Faux Effects, Set Coat is a high bonding paint primer that dries to a beautiful oil-like finish that is perfect for doing your next steps over. It also makes a great surface paint yourself as its own and dries super hard. So here we go. Oh yeah, that funny stuff in the background, sorry about that. That's just a sheet hanging over one of my easels, so that I just spent a couple minutes last week cleaning up my easels and turning them white. I'm trying not to turn them black again as I spray. Alrighty. Sorry for the muffled voice. I'm so pretty right now. Let's see. Where'd my engine go? I got it behind me. Let's turn this sucker on. And setting my airflow. I'll do it on the back because you'll be able to see it better. Here's the back. So the spray is a little sputtery today because it's a little cold out and my paint is a little heavier. I'm not going to thin it because every time I seem to thin it, it wants to truly spatter all over the place. Hey Art, I see you there, but I can't read it because I don't have my glasses on, so give me a second to put it on. Ooh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that, and I have no idea what it sounds like on the phone, but or on camera, but I definitely will not do that again. Thank you, Art. Thanks for telling me. I don't know these things until you tell me. All right, so as you can see, it got a nice even coating here. The Wagner, it's not for fine cabinetry, but for putting a base coat on a small piece of furniture like this, it works really well. I am going to finish spraying all of this. Any questions about how this sprayer works, let me know, but I'm going to spray a little while longer. I know it's not exciting to watch, especially because I'm spraying black on black, but that was sort of the point so that I didn't have to do a bunch of coats over this. All right, here I go. Turning it on. Now, as you saw, I was spraying the inside of this cabinet too, because again, it's really old and it's been pretty thoroughly beaten up. And then it sat with my bad paint job on it and got beat up even more. So I'm just cleaning up the whole thing. This is again for me, and I'm not going to worry about imperfections. I can kind of fudge this in ways I would not do for a client. For a client, I would be much more careful. If I was spraying the inside, I would have made sure everything was perfect. I would have wiped everything down. For me, I'm not worried about it. Oh, I'm glad you love the small sprayers, Art. It saves me so much time. It took me less time to set up the sprayer, hang a drop cloth, and move stuff out of the way than it would have taken me to do this with a pan, a roller, a brush, whatever, and then clean it all up again. I'm getting really nice coverage. I know it's very hard for you to see, but because I can see the difference in the values of the black here, I can see that I'm getting excellent coverage. And again, this will be dry, 45 minutes to an hour because it's a little chilly. I don't like that. But again, I'd set coat it again if I needed a second coating. I could do a second coat in an hour or two, although I like to wait longer. I don't like to spray things or repaint things really close when they're like I know a lot of people like to do it, like they put it on and come back a half an hour later and put another coat on. I find that's not good because it re-wets the paint that you just applied. My personal preference is a coat, wait overnight, but at least wait several hours. So I'm going to finish spraying this, and then I'm going to spray the door and the drawer. And it's going to get noisy again. Thanks. Some of you may have noticed that I didn't take the hinges off of here. Again, it's my lazy thing because it's my piece of furniture. And on these old pieces, sometimes if you take the whole hinge off, I never get them to hang quite right again. So I'm just leaving the hinge off on this side, and then the door will be remounted. I have the holes all still marked and everything on the door. Okay, I have done, ooh, I got a spot in there that I missed. And then I'm going to take this, I stick my hand in here, move it out of the way. And now I'm back, I can spray the door and I can spray the drawer. All right, back on so I don't kill everything. All right, power on. Now, if I were doing this, again, for a client, I'd have been a lot more careful with my spraying. I would make sure that I had no little funny marks. But again, this is for me. So I'm being a little more casual. And sometimes when I'm a little casual with it, it actually comes out better. I don't have quite so many problems. The black door already had a set coat on it, so I know there's no bonding problems. Although now that I've turned it a little, I can see some spots that I've missed, so I'll turn the sprayer back on and hit it up. Also, if this were any other color than black, I would have done a shellac primer on this because it's old wood and there was mahogany. It was actually mahogany stained when I first got it. And I would worry about bleed through. I'm painting it black. I am not worrying about the bleed through black. It really won't show. It doesn't do that. Even if it does, who's going to see it? And since the outside of this has already been coated with black paint once before, I know I'm not going to have any bleed through problems. So give me a sec. I am going to finish this spray up. And I'm done with this spray. That was really fast. It would have been even faster if I wasn't talking. So this will set up, it'll dry. While it dries, I'm gonna go start the piece of glass for the top piece. I've actually finally figured out what I'm going to do. It took me a little while today because, you know, when it's your own piece, it's actually harder to figure out what to do with it than it is when it's somebody else's. With somebody else, you set up a plan and you follow your plan because that's what your client's approved. When it's your own, I don't know about anybody else, but I tend to change my mind halfway through because all of a sudden I get this brilliant idea at about 2 o'clock in the morning. This time I've planned it out and I'm going to try to stick with my own plan. When it's all done, I will once I've finished everything on here, I'll use this little sprayer again and spray Varnish Plus over it to seal everything up. And that's where I'm at right now. But I'll show you the steps as I go through them. When I start doing some gilding, I'll put a live video on again so you can see what I'm doing there. I promise, Art, I won't use the the glass file again near the camera so that nobody has to hear it. Sorry about that. And I kind of think that's what is it. Again, another impromptu, me making a mess in my studio. I had a friend tell me the other night I should just name my shows that, me making a mess in my studio. Because I really do. I make a mess. I clean it up and then the next day the place is trashed. Any questions, don't hesitate to post them. I will also post this on my YouTube channel, and I will share it also on my regular Facebook page so everybody gets to see what I'm doing. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. And if you see me doing something dangerously wrong, please tell me, because I really don't want to blow myself up. Have a great Friday, everybody. Stay warm.